Hey everyone, Serge here. Wanted to do a quick little introduction to our episode of Rise Together, Alan Part 2. If you didn't get a chance to see Part 1, you need to make sure you do it because it was an incredible conversation with Alan, the Senior Director of Walmart Heritage Group, where he went over all the little gold nuggets that you can find about Walmart Museum and all the different stories that he's collected over the years. Part 2 is even better. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this conversation.
Mike Duke, was the CEO when I first started working to reinvent the museum here. I learned a lot of lessons from Mike. He was a wonderful CEO and he's a wonderful man. And one time I was outside in SVP's office. I was outside, Mike said, "Oh, what are you doing around here?" I said, "Well, I'm going in to meet with SVP X." And he said, "Oh, but what about?" I told him at the time we were working on Walmart World. Mike follows me in, sits down next to me, and everybody was like, "Oh," heard what people were saying, and he said, "I'm sure whatever you do is going to come out great. Listen to Alan. Whatever Alan says, he can speak for me here.
Wow.
It sounds like it's going great." And he got up and he left. He knew that one little thing was first of all was going to make me feel like a king and give me the confidence to do what we had talked about, to execute on what we had talked about. And what it did was it really set the tone for that meeting and the relationship. And I always appreciated that because he knew the effect. And a lot of leaders really need to be mindful of the impact that they have. No matter what level you're on, whether you're a manager or a senior manager, managing managers, or senior director, managing others, it's very easy to forget how much weight what you have to say carries. And I try not to forget that, but sometimes I do, we all do. We say something and we go, "Oh," So imagine the CEO of the company. I think Doug is very aware of this. Like Mike is very aware of the power of his words. Great leaders know that they can influence something just because of their stature and because of their position, in the company or in the community,
Absolutely. Influence can go lots of directions. First of all, it can go good and bad. And we have a choice to what that looks like. And what you're talking about is a positive influence, but also, my goodness, you're talking about positional influence and at the same time personal influence. Exactly. And man, that's the sweet spot. Yeah. And you're sitting there giving stories of knowing the time to just say those little words. It was a simple statement, and yet it not only made the biggest deal for you and personally, but it's also going to give, like you just said, he said it in front of people. And what that does, we've got to do a better job of that probably in our stores, of saying positive things and encouraging words in front of people.
Like I said, Doug is really good at that. We were in a senior directors meeting, all in the auditorium, and Doug was talking about our strategy. And without giving anything away, he said, "Anybody that can figure out how we could do better than, say, Amazon Prime, Alan's going to put you in the museum." Right? And I'm sitting there going, "Oh yeah, you figured that out, you're in the museum." But just the fact that he called out the museum, the museum's a very special place for Doug. He's said that numerous times. It sits on the Bentonville Square where he met his wife, Shelley. They met when they were both working at
Really? Yeah. I did not know that.
Anybody who's met Shelley has met, a real angel. She continues to do wonderful things for our region. And I wonder if they were in here on Valentine's Day. Doug, were you here? Did you come in for Valentine's Day? Because we know why Valentine's Day is so important, right, Serge?
I do. Helen and Sam were married on Valentine's Day.
That's right. It's their anniversary. Every year, we replace the silk flowers that are on display with Helen's wedding dress. We replace them with real flowers. Beautiful bouquet.
Really?
The one this year, I think, outdid any of the ones before. And then we also brought in barbershop quartets. Because because Helen loved barbershop quartets, and one of the leaders of the barbershop quartet organization had performed for Helen. This year, in December, Helen would have turned 100. So this is sort of the Helen Walton centennial. And we thought, let's do something special for her.
That's amazing. So there's so many. That's the thing. I mean, those are the nuggets I'm talking about, because my first, when I started working with the company and I was like, let's go over, and I had been to Bentonville before, but just to see like family in the area, but not like, it wasn't part of Walmart at the time. And so then when I started working for Walmart and I knew that there was a museum, I was like, we have to take a trip over there. And we pulled into the square, and it was like at 10 o'clock at night. I was like, it's like a Hallmark movie. Like everybody, it was festive and people, but it still is here in Bentonville, Arkansas. There's so many people that still are out there just enjoying life.
I often tell visitors, look around you and look outside there. You know, I say it's like we're in a Norman Rockwell painting. But here's the thing. I don't want associates watching this to get the wrong idea and say, oh, well, they're in Bentonville and,
sure,
you know, we're not there. You have to visit, as I said before, walmartmuseum.com, because we've taken the entire museum and we've put it online. It isn't just, well, here's what you'll see and here's a little paragraph about this exhibit. You can actually go in and, for instance, you can stand in the middle of Sam Walton's office and you get a 360-degree view. You can use, you know, your finger on your pad, or if you're on a computer, you use a mouse, and you can just circle around, see everything in his office, zoom in on them. You can zoom in on the books that Sam read. You can zoom in on the different pictures.
It's so funny you say that, because I've taken pictures of the books that are on the shelf down there.
Well, they're online.
See, now you know.
Online. And we do that because we realize, you know, the museum more than for anybody else is for Walmart associates. Mm-hmm. They are our main audience. That doesn't mean it's always Walmart associates. You'd be surprised at how many families of associates come in here, or people who had worked for Walmart, maybe when they were in college. We get long-term associates, and the museum is for associates to learn about the our history and our culture. You know, not every associate can come to Bentonville, although we just passed our 2 millionth visitor since 2011. We renovated the museum in 2011.
2 million. Wow.
And we've had over 2 million people come. Last year, we hit over 400,000. And our ice cream shop served over 500,000 scoops of ice cream, Yarnell's ice cream, because Yarnell's was the ice cream that Sam sold in his very first store in Newport, Arkansas. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Walton's 5 and 9 wasn't the first store. First one was in Newport, Arkansas.
That was a Ben Franklin, correct?
That was Walton's 5 and 9 was a Ben Franklin too.
Correct.
A lot of people don't know that, but it was Ben Franklin, but Sam put his own name up there. So it was the first store to have the Walton.
There's so much fun. Like, I want, because you know these things. Like, Kingfisher, Oklahoma is where Sam was born.
Yes,
and so you can go and see it's got a little display on the front of the store. Right. I think it needs to be bigger, but met his wife in Claremore, is that right?
Claremore,
at a bowling
Oklahoma.
alley.
Yep. And what was the line that he approached you with?
I don't know this.
Haven't we met somewhere before?
That was the opening line.
Not totally original, but then again, Sam wasn't always original. He knew to borrow the best from our competitors, and he borrowed that line.
That's so good.
And it broke the ice with Helen, and the rest.
It worked out.
The rest it worked out really well.
And so then Newport was the first Ben Franklin, and then Rogers, of course, was the home of the first Walmart in 1962.
Right. Second store was Walton's 5 and Dime here, which you can find out at walmartmuseum.com.
And it's a great story, actually. He wanted to start playing with ideas, and he competed against himself right across the street.
He's done his homework.
The Eagle, but
the Eagle. Yes.
But I digress.
Well,
okay. So
all right, hang on. That's in Newport. The Eagle department store.
Okay. Yes.
Was not just to compete against himself, because there was another store on the square. He opened up the Eagle department store so that store couldn't expand into that space and really harm him competitively. So he rented that space, opened up a department store there. They couldn't expand, and he was competing with himself, but that's okay. He wanted it to be the best Ben Franklin in Arkansas, and he achieved that within 5 years. But he also made it the best Ben Franklin within the surrounding states. It's a big deal. But his lease didn't have any options in it. So he went to renew his lease. The owner of the building said, no, I'm not going to renew it. But he did pay Sam fair market value for the fixtures, the inventory, and the franchise fees. And Sam now had this money, but no store. So they went looking. They found Harrison's Variety Store here in Bentonville. And there were competitors. There were others around. I think that's one of the things that attracted Sam to Bentonville, to the square here.
It was competition.
There was competition. Yeah, he does.
We've heard a lot.
He doesn't want to own. He wants to compete. He bought Harrison's Variety Store within the first year. He broke through to the barbershop next door, and expanded. Walton's Five and Dime was a Ben Franklin shop. It was Sam's second store, but we call it the birthplace of Walmart because it's where Sam actually ideated and came up with the idea of like opening up Walmart. Okay, which, as you pointed out, was 6 miles away here. It was the first Walmart opened in July 1962 in Rogers, Arkansas. What a lot of people aren't aware of is that Sam opened 17 Ben Franklins between Newport and by the time he opened up the first Walmart in Rogers. So he kind of had some retail schooling there.
He had some experience under
He
the
had a little bit of experience. So he knew a lot of things that worked and what didn't, and he knew that the time was right for opening up a discount retailer. And he was right. Because 1962, who else opened up? Target.
Was in 62. Kmart already was.
Kmart. Yeah, Kmart.
Like just recent, yeah.
Yep, Kmart and Target, and in 1962. And
it's interesting, isn't
who's
it?
here?
Yep.
Who's still here?
And a lot of people, yeah, the entire wholesale idea wasn't all Sam. He saw it going on and he was excited about it, but just taken to that next level was the conversation. And of course, like you just said, who's still here? So out of all the exhibits and that you have downstairs, what is, because like I don't know, I was gonna say what's your favorite exhibit downstairs, but there's so many good ones because I immediately think of the returns. The return area is pretty.
That is probably one of our most popular.
Sure, but I love
the
second store, Harrison, Arkansas, 1964, the watermelons. Because I just love the story with David Glass coming, and I envision he talks about donkey rides and he talks about watermelons. I envision the ice cream trolley being there still from the first store. Like I can just envision all of it. But anyway, who knows if that's true or not? That's one of my favorites. Of course, the Walmart cheer is also really important.
You're right. We do have a lot of exhibits. There are a lot of things that are very special. We have Sam's Pickup. We've got his office. To me, I think the most emblematic displays that we have isn't actually a display. It's the floor in the Five and Dime. When you come in, you see the green and red tile, okay, and they don't exactly match. It's, if you really look at it, most people, if you don't point it out to them, they'll never notice it. To me, I consider that our first exhibit because you walk in the door and there it is, and it's an example of EDLC. Why? Because when Sam went to expand into the barbershop next door, the contractor who was selling him the tiles said, Sam, I got a batch of tiles here that don't exactly match. They're close. But if you'll take them off my hands, I'll give you a really good price on them.
Really?
You think Sam's going to say no, they have to be perfect? He knew nobody was going to be looking at his floor. They were going to be looking at the items on the shelves. And so he bought them, saved money. I assume he passed those savings on to the customers in the form of lower prices.
That's a nugget.
That is a nugget. I look at that floor every day when I come in here and I go, that's really special.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so good. The last question is, what does the spark mean to you? And of course, downstairs you have an opportunity to take a picture and spark. And it talks about the origination of the spark and what that looks like. And of course, now they talk about it in the intro video of having that spark and what that looks like. And so I can't wait for your answer.
The spark is the spark of inspiration that motivated Sam to open the first store in Rogers, Arkansas. It's the spark of inspiration that our customers feel when they leave our stores or hit the checkout button online, having saved money so that they can live better. It's the spark of inspiration that our associates feel when they serve our customers, whether online or offline. and it's a spark of inspiration that we all feel that drives us to do our best. The spokes, or the sparklets they're called, or the
sparklets, is that the official?
Sparklets, yeah.
Okay.
Officially. They all represent something different. And the two to the right stand for respect and integrity. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. On the left, you have service and excellence, striving for excellence in providing, ultimate customer service. So that leaves us to the top one.
There you go.
Is the customer, okay? Because the customer's number one. Always.
Customer's boss.
Always.
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 Huh.
And then the bottom one represents our associates, because the associates are really the foundation of our company. They're the ones that make this all happen out in the stores, online, in the distribution centers, in those trucks.
I'm so excited.
The associates are what it all rests on. And, if not for the associates, you and I wouldn't be sitting here.
That is completely true. That's what I've been wanting to hear for a while now. Of course, where Rise came from was really trying to articulate the core values, the beliefs and behaviors, to respect for the individual, to act with integrity, to serve the customer, and to strive for excellence is what that's all about. And obviously, again, adding those last two pieces, the customer being the boss and the associate being the foundation, and what that looks like is exactly what this has been all about. Of course, we have it on Facebook at Rise Together Walmart, so facebook.com/Rise Together Walmart. You also can go onto YouTube, and you can literally just type in Rise Together Walmart, and it'll just pop up. There's all the videos and things that we've done and played with. And then let's see, on podcasts through iTunes, if you're on Apple podcasting, and then of course SoundCloud. And again, Rise Together. And I think often you type in Walmart and it comes with it.
Well, what about WalmartMuseum.com? It's not up there?
It is not on
Not yet. As you watch this, we're going to put it up on WalmartMuseum.com because it should be there.
That's amazing. I appreciate it. As you know, this is a show for associates by associates, and I think the biggest thing about this is this isn't a company thing. Like this isn't them paying for it. This isn't them sponsoring it. This is associates that are passionate about what we're doing, passionate about the foundation and the heritage we come from, and are passionate about moving that into the next generation, which I think is what this is all about.
You can't beat that. You can't beat that.
So thank you so much, Alan.
I want to thank you. Wait, what site?
That's WalmartMuseum.com.
Right.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.